wouldn't mind, but...
But what?
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chat is stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth. She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too
little closer. Whoa.
Whoa. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Need some water?
Should have cleared the throat before we came on.
At least you turned your mic off before that. I don't know if Josh, yesterday, since I was not here yesterday, I don't know if Josh still has it saved anywhere. I don't know. And I know Josh was in the big boy chair, as Adam Schefter, loved and was a big fan of pointing out. I don't know if the latest Chewy noise in the middle of I'm trying to do a read, and Chewy just belches into his microphone.
That happened?
On Monday.
See what happens when I'm not here.
Oh, I think he kind of had senioritis. He's going on. Chewy's not here for the 2
100%.
weeks. He's on this big European vacation, and he just decided he wasn't going to turn his microphone off. WisconsinCountryClub.com. It's just a fairway away.
Oh, it was during your read.
That's what I'm saying.
What a Neanderthal we have. Good grief. What I was going to say is a little closer to whole here this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, because Gabe is back and Josh is behind the glass and I'm here. And, of course, Chewy is off gallivanting. That's the word we're using for Chewy, gallivanting in Europe. What is Lederhosen Day? Did he tell you what day they're all strapping on Lederhosen?
No, I just assume whenever we get a picture, I don't know, it seems like it would be on a weekend. But when you're on vacation, like every day's a weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I do want to know when. I mean, I'd love to see our guy in Lederhosen. It'll be like when he dressed up as Elf.
That's
right?
still,
that
that's
Halloween
still
costume
my
when he dressed up
favorite.
as Elf.
My favorite picture of him, just chugging a 2-liter bottle of Coke while dressed up like Elf.
Yeah, he's a character. We miss him. We love him. And so we want to talk about the Green Bay Packers to start. We had a full show today, so we should probably get into it. Rasheed Walker yesterday, and you know what? I don't know how I feel about this. I was going to say I love this, and then I was like, slow your roll, because I'm not sure if I actually love it. Joshy, do we have the sound of Rasheed Walker yesterday making a declaration about this year's Green Bay Packers?
And then the goal is to, keep it going. I think we can go undefeated, honestly. I mean, personally, I feel like I always tell people, I feel like we could have went undefeated the past 2 seasons. Like, we lost a lot of the games off a couple plays, but I feel like our offense been playing so good and so disciplined, and our defense been playing even better, and special teams been playing great. And I feel like, it's all about who comes out hottest at the beginning of the game and at the half. And I feel like we've been doing a good job of that. Pound for pound, I look at these teams and I don't really see who's better than us. Honestly, that's why I can say that so confidently.
All right, a lot of stuff to unpack there, Gabe. First and foremost, the fact that Rasheed Walker tells us that not only does he think this year's Packers team can go undefeated, but that he has thought the last few Packers teams could have gone undefeated, makes him a bit of an unreliable source of information on this topic specifically.
I mean, I'm glad. If someone's going to be a toad, I think I want my left tackle to be the toad, right? We could have, because let's be honest. There's no reason to think this team should have been undefeated 2 years ago. They went 9-8. They snuck into the playoffs, and things were fun. That last 2 months of the season, the first 2 months of the season, things were very much not fun, and very much that team was not going undefeated. Jordan Love taking over. I like the confidence in saying it. I don't know if I like him saying it out loud to the media. And so you were at Fox 6 when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010.
Correct.
Were you still there in 2011?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember if. Because it's 14 years ago at this point. But Charles Woodson challenged that team to go undefeated. But I don't remember if that story came out before the season, during the season, or after the season?
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell. I'm not really sure. I feel like if it had been during the season, and again, we can go back and look, everything is time-stamped here on the old internet, but it doesn't ring a bell as something mid-season where we would have had the debate about, like we are having now, do you like this? Do you not like this? Should this stay internal? Are you glad that it's out there? All of that stuff. So my gut tells me that it was not something that kind of crept out. And also, Charles Woodson has a bit of a about him, like a presence about him, right? You don't piss off Charles Woodson. So even if Charles Woodson said it and you caught wind of it, I feel like you're keeping that stuff close to the vest, whether you're a fellow player, whether you're a media member. So there's a part of me that feels like just because of who Charles was, that might have also contributed to it staying internal versus getting out during the season. Here's the thing I want to say. If you have a friend, gal or guy, doesn't matter who it is, and they're dating someone, and they say, I think this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it. I got the butterflies. I think this is the one. I think we're going to get married. And you remind your pal, guy or girl, that they thought that about the last two relationships that did not end up being a walk down the aisle, holy matrimony.
But if you have that friend, aren't you glad they're having that conversation in private with you first before declaring it outwardly to everyone they know?
But now they have. That's the problem, right?
That's the issue. They go on their social media, they go on their Instagram account and go, hey, I think this is the one. That's when you get kind of out over your skis. Having those feelings internally, talking about them with your pals, no issue with that. Yeah, I don't like throwing it out there 2 games into the season. I don't like you throwing it out there. Yeah, I don't think. And again, I like the fact, the entire line of thinking I agree with. You look around like, I don't know if there's anybody better than the Packers right now. Now, we're 2 weeks into the season, and we all know how much things can change week to week in the NFL. So I like that he has that confidence. I like that he has that in the way he feels that way. Don't necessarily love him putting it out there, because if you trip up, really against the Browns, which, let's be honest, I don't think is going to happen, or against the Cowboys, if they get fired up to play against Micah for whatever reason, if you lose one of these next couple of games, it's just going to get rubbed in your face. I don't love it.
To your point, the Packers went 9-8 in 2023.
Yeah.
So maybe he's referencing this year
and last year?
Last year,
okay,
not the previous 2 years. Again, because to your point, then you really do have to start questioning him as a source on this topic specifically. 800-990-3776. Do you like Rasheed Walker coming out there and saying, I think we can go undefeated? Because again, we have talked about this. There is a certain level of bravado. There is a certain level of confidence. You call it, ego, that you have to play this game. Chewy has talked about that, right? Got to be a little insane. So there's a part of me that wants to file this under that category. Like, I want guys on my team to feel they can go out there and win, that they are the best team day in and day out, week in and week out. And maybe that's what Rasheed Walker is subscribing to here. Or perhaps he knows something we don't know, which is that this team is actually better than what we have seen, Gabe. That internally there is a vibe, there is a belief, there is a, hey man, we won those games pretty handily. And we haven't shown everything. We're still even better than what we've shown.
Would we be taking this differently if somebody else said it? Like if Micah said it? Because right now we're buying into everything Micah Parsons is selling, right? Putting his arm around Lucas Van Ness. Hey, I'm here to make you better. Like everything Micah has been saying, everybody's just been biting into hook, line, and sinker. What about Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs? One of these guys that is the leader, that are looked at as a leader of the team. Not a left tackle who is in a positional battle, won his battle in, if we're being honest, doesn't factor into the future of the Green Bay Packers beyond 2025. Would it be different? If the messenger was different, would you feel a little bit different about it?
I think he's got enough gravitas. Can I tell you what? If it was Matthew Golden saying it, I'd be like, aw, little pat on the head, adorable, right? Why don't you play a season in the league first, realize how tough it is to go out there, put your body on the line, after you've put stuff on tape and teams are now scheming for what you can do, why don't you come back to me and talk to me about it then? The fact that he has sort of like this, he's been around is my point. He's been around. This isn't like a guy who, is just flashed on the scene and is just spouting nonsense. So I give it a little more credence because of the gravitas that I think Rasheed Walker has. I will tell you this, though. I do think that this is more of a fan conversation. This is something that fans say when they're, pounding beers with their buddies than I think you necessarily want to hear a player say. So I think where I'm landing on this after you and I have sort of worked it out is, yeah, man, feel it, think it, believe it. Don't say it out loud.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to your buddies.
Or in the locker room, right?
Because I'm willing to bet that at some point in 1996, when the Packers had started, I think they started 3-0, maybe 4-0 that year before they lost to the Vikings early in the season. But they were just destroying everybody. Destroyed Tampa Bay, destroyed San Diego. I'm betting that Chewy and his guys, when they were out on a Tuesday night, hey, do you think we could run this thing? I'm willing to bet it's a conversation they had. Now, none of them said it out loud into a microphone. So I think they were smart enough to kind of keep that. But I'm willing to bet that players have those conversations when you get off to a hot start like this.
A little more context to add here. Bill Huber yesterday checked on what the sports books have to say about the Packers being undefeated. And it turns out, guys, the Packers have the second shortest odds to go 17-0, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. The Buffalo Bills have the shortest odds. That's at plus 1,700. So again, long odds. They don't think it's going to happen. As you well know, it doesn't happen very often. Packers twice, right? Dolphins, Patriots?
For the regular season.
Yes, for the regular season. Obviously, the Patriots ended up losing in the Super Bowl. Packers are plus 5,000.
That's not high enough. That needs to be higher.
The number needs to be higher in order for you to put something down on it.
Yeah. Well, because, again, you just said it. It's happened twice in modern NFL history. Twice. That's it. Those odds, to me, favor the casino. I mean, and everything does favor the casino. I understand
That's part of the deal.
That's part of the deal. But that number needs to be higher. Does it not? Does that number not need to be higher if there are only two teams that have ever had an undefeated regular season? I believe the Rams were longer odds to win the Super Bowl the year they won the Super Bowl. Now, Vegas learned a lesson from that, and nobody has ever been, since then, those long of odds to win a Super Bowl ever. But, come on, that needs to be plus 5,000. That needs to be plus 10,000.
And then would you drop $10 on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Double the odds.
I always say it's a cup of coffee, man. Drop $10 on something like that. Since the dawn of the 17-game season, this according to Huber on SportsIllustrated.com in 2021, no team has even gotten close to going 17-0. No team went 16-1, and only two teams went 15-2. Of course, the Lions and the Chiefs. But of course, they talk about how the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl, finished 14-3. I don't think anyone is sitting here going they need to go undefeated. But when Rasheed Walker says, I feel like we can go undefeated, it does give me a little bit of confidence because I'm inclined to believe that this isn't just him, spouting nonsense. He's looking around that locker room. He's looking at the talent they have. He's looking at the first two games of the season. And I think he's saying, we're even better than we've shown.
But isn't it a little bit of nonsense? He thought the 9-8 team could go undefeated.
Stop reminding me of that. Stop again. This is the one. This is the one. I feel it. We're going to get married. And you're like, sure, but you told me that about the last two guys you dated.
And you guys broke up 3 dates in.
Would you rather the locker room be like Josh McKinney? Yeah.
McKinney?
No, stop. Hold on. Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney. My brain took him and melded him into one person. Xavier McKinney. Thank you.
Josh McKinney.
Who says basically it's just 2 games, long season left. Let's just take it day by day, game by game. Or Rasheed Walker. Where do you think fans are more right now? Because I got to say, Gabe, if this is center, I think fans right now are leaning more towards Rasheed Walker. I think there is an optimism. I think there is an excitement. I think people are leaning towards this team is special and is going to do special things.
But you can be special and still lose, as you just pointed out, 4 games in today's NFL. I mean, the last Packers team to win a Super Bowl lost 6 games. And I think, obviously, that was a pretty special team. They lost 6 games. In the regular season, there were only 16 games. Early returns, by the way, are saying that people do not agree. Early returns, very, very early. Josh just posted it. Rasheed Walker thinks on ESPN Milwaukee, this was just posted. Rasheed Walker thinks the Packers can go undefeated this year. Do you agree? 75% of people are saying no.
Which is the safe bet. As we mentioned, it's happened twice ever, and that was before it was even a 17-game season. 800-990-3776. Mitch weighing in on the Carbless Talk and text line this morning. He says, I actually prefer him to say it now than later in the season when we're 8-0. It feels like that would add even more pressure.
Jinx City. I have 2 things that I think we need to discuss here that I'd be remiss for us to go to break without saying this. One, us saying maybe keep that to yourself, that's Glass House's right there situation. Just us as a show. We are probably the patron saints of not keeping things. We should be keeping things to ourselves. So when we tell Rasheed Walker that, I feel like we're being a little hypocritical. Two, I think it's a good thing in the sense of the level of confidence that's been instilled into all of these guys. Obviously going 2-0 against two good teams is huge. But I think the Micah Parsons thing has a bigger effect than just simply how much he raises the floor of everyone else around him. The front office gave a giant vote of confidence in this group of guys, and it feels like you're seeing and hearing it from everybody who's talking and being asked sort of about, what do you think this team is capable of?
Yeah, and that's all well and good and totally fine as long as they keep their eye on the prize, right? You can't be so enamored with the fact that the front office believes in you. That's why they went out and got Micah Parsons, right? That's why they made a move of that caliber. And then go, we are good. We are so good. The front office thinks we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be this idea of, okay, it's a vote of confidence, certainly, but we still got to hold up our end of the donkey. And so, again, I'm not saying that that's happening where they're sitting here and becoming complacent or they're just resting on their laurels of, well, if the front office thinks we're good, what more do we have to do? We just show up. I just want to, again, it's good to put it out there. It certainly, amplifies the conversation. It puts a little more noise out there about this team 2 games into the season being an exceptional squad. I just, again, prefer, believe it, just keep it between y'all.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to, they played well these first 2 games, so I guess I'm not worried about that. It's anytime, even in your own life, anytime somebody gives you that vote of confidence, the way that the Packers front office and Brian Gutekunst did with the Packers, you want to reward that. It's the opposite. We've talked about it enough. It's the inverse of when the Brewers traded away Josh Hader. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And that season just went into the tank.
Right.
Because,
and again, that was an unintended consequence. The Brewers front office wasn't saying, here's what's going to happen. We're going to trade away Josh Hader, and all of a sudden the clubhouse is going to go, do they not believe in us? Do they not think we're good enough? I don't think that they were conscious of that being a consequence of that decision.
Correct.
But ultimately ended up being one. Reaction rolling in on the Carbless Talk and text line. Ryan from Aguanago, I'll throw it out there. He says, what number will be higher? Badgers wins or Packers losses?
Ooh.
I mean, strays
That's
right there.
That's an easy one.
Well, strays, though. I mean, do the Badgers need to take strays as the Packers have success this season? Is that what we're doing here?
I mean, it should be Badgers wins. Because even if the Badgers... Yeah, because the Badgers, even if they're not bowl eligible and they only win 5 games, I don't think the Packers lose in 5 games.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if the Badgers win 5 games. That's what the question.
Badgers could lose this week.
Yeah, they're 10.5-point favorites, and I don't know how anyone's watched that team and said, yeah, they're 10 points better than anyone.
I think they. So you're saying I shouldn't just go, oh, they're going to win 5 games?
Are we putting this on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll? Shout out Ryan from Aguanago.
It feels too negative. I have good vibes going right now.
You don't want to feel those icky ones about the Badgers?
Yeah, I'm talking about undefeated Packers. I don't want to talk about 4 wins potentially.
All right, let's get to Jason Wilde. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde coming up next.
They're not winning 3 more times?
It's possible.
Jeez.
Again. Taking strays this morning. We're talking about the Packers being undefeated, and Ryan from Aguanago goes like, meanwhile, discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. It is in the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District, a modern pizzeria that delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Whether you're craving a quick lunch or a relaxed evening bite, Proof Pizza should be your go-to destination downtown. Dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And if you mention my name, Jen Latta, you'll get 10% off your order. Learn more at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
It's
Still seeing some big delays on the bypass. Right now, we got an accident at Beloit Road on northbound 894 with the left lane blocked, backing things up onto 894 westbound. As a matter of fact, that starts to slow down right about at 51st Street into the Hale. Northbound on the Rock Freeway, also seeing big delays just before Highway 100 all the way up to Beloit Road. Westbound 94, that's backing up from the Marquette, actually before the Marquette, from northbound 4394 through the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 92nd Street all the way to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny and warm. A slight chance for a shower to the north and west. A high of 78 at the lake, 83 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by IKEA Oak Creek. At IKEA Oak Creek, making your home uniquely yours is now more rewarding. Join rewards from IKEA family and start earning points today. Not a member yet? Sign up for free at IKEA.com/US and start earning. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
This NFC North is a two-team race, period. I've seen enough. I thought it, I believed it, and now I've seen enough.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I've watched Minnesota struggle for 7 out of 8 quarters. Their offense stinks. I think there's going to be some very angry wide receivers.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
I'm Pat Dunphy of Cannon & Dunphy, and I'm reaching out to you today not as an attorney, but as chair of the board of directors of Guest House. It's an organization that's been dedicated to dealing with the root causes of homelessness in Milwaukee for over 40 years. Its mission is to treat the homeless with dignity and help them rebuild their lives. So help us help the homeless by investing in the Guest House and the Milwaukee community. And also consider attending our gala on Thursday, November 13th.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
and Chewy has a poll in the field, the Infinity Exterior poll. Are you a fan of Rasheed Walker saying he thinks the Packers can go undefeated this season? That is different than the poll that Gabe referenced just a few moments ago, which is on ESPN Milwaukee, which basically was, do you agree with Rasheed Walker? So are you interested in these numbers, Gabe?
From our poll, yes.
Yes. 57% of people say, I am a fan.
Okay.
43% of people say, I am not a fan. Let's hear what Jason Wilde has to say. Good morning, Jason.
Hello.
Are you a fan of Rasheed Walker saying he thinks the Packers can go undefeated this season?
Well, he must have said that when I was talking to someone else in the locker room yesterday, because I did not hear that. I'm a fan of anything that gives us content.
No kidding. I knew that there was going to be nuance to that because I was thinking the same thing. Well, the radio host in me is like, hell yeah, brother. But the fan of me gets a little bit nervous about putting that out there into the, into the world, into the universe.
Yeah, he must have said that when I was talking to Dontavion Wicks about Reed and about how they're going to replace him in the lineup and all the different things that Reed does. So I guess I would say, I know that there are folks out there that think that I apparently don't know what I'm doing when it comes to reporting. I think that was more important, but that's interesting stuff that Shido would say that.
Yeah, he also said he thought they could have gone undefeated the last 2 seasons. So, grain of salt type of situation.
Stop reminding people of that detail of the story, Gabe.
I feel like it's important.
So basically, he's Kyle Wallace.
Yeah, I don't think he yelled it, but yeah, he's got a little Kyle in him, apparently. Or Kyle's got a little Rasheed in him, one of the two.
Jason, I said this be like having a pal, and they were like, I met this guy, I think he's the one. And you'd be like, sure, but you said that about the last 2, And one of them was a real stinker.
Now he's in jail. Yeah, okay.
He kind of dodged a bullet on that one. Jason, when it comes to contract extensions now for the Packers, Quay Walker is somebody that they said that they, despite declining the 5th-year option because they didn't want to pay that much for an inside linebacker, is somebody that they wanted to keep around long-term. Once they signed Micah to the deal, I just assumed, okay, maybe that ends up being one of the casualties of signing Micah Parsons, is you're not going to be able to keep Quay Walker. Is he going to be around past this year, or is he like Romeo where he's auditioning for another team?
No, how do I say this? Because it just recently came to my attention that someone in the blogosphere was suggesting that the Jones fracture reporting was inaccurate. And I just, again, would say that my sourcing was really good on that. My understanding is that there has been an offer on the table for Quay Walker for some time. And Quay talked about it on the record with us last week. Like, look, I understand that part of this job is access-based, right? Like, I'm there every day. And I know there are people that think that, those of us that have that access try to avoid writing anything controversial or negative so we can keep that access. But I don't operate that way, and I don't go out of my way like others that have done this job to find negative angles. I will acknowledge that. That ain't my game. Like the way I always describe it is when a guy gets benched, I will certainly report on the guy getting benched, but I'm more likely to focus my story. While that information will be in the story, I'm more likely to focus on the guy who's getting the opportunity than on the guy that's getting benched. It'll still be in there. That information will still be included. But to me, the more interesting angle is, okay, they've benched this Chimura guy. They're going to start this Neitzel guy. This Neitzel guy, big opportunity for him. Okay, that's kind of how my brain works. So in the Quay Walker story, like Quay Walker flat out said that they've been working on this, and then he's been the holdup, is what he said. Okay?
Well, so again, if the second you said, well, it's been on the table, that's pretty obvious to me, Jason, that Quay doesn't like what the number is. That's if there's been a contract that's been sitting out there, The Packers offered it, thinking it's a fair deal, and if it's still sitting there, Quay and his representation are going, okay, how can we get more money? That seems to be the basic thing.
Sure, and I think that's part of the negotiation. But two other things. One, I subsequently talked to Quay, and I don't want to ruin any of his negotiating power, but I don't think they're far off. Like, I don't think it's on the table and not signed because the number that it's at is offensive to him and lowball. Okay, that's one. Two, so I have this
and it's
weird
not
thing
ceremonious the way that it was for Devontae. Oh well, we offered him the most money.
Yeah.
He decided not to be here.
Yeah. As he was walking out the door, hey, we'll give you $2 million more. So that's one. Two. So I'm in the locker room yesterday, and Elton Jenkins is one of my guys, and his locker is in the far back corner, in the same region that Quay is. And he says to me, he says, "Hey, you want me to go get Quay for you?" I'm like, "What? Hey, you want me to go get Quay?" Because I had interviewed Quay previously in that area. I think Quay's locker isn't over there. He just sits a lot with Elton.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, why? Well, why would I want you to get Quay? And then the little light bulb over my head went off, and I said, "Do you have a scoop for me?" He's like, "Oh, I got a scoop." Okay, well, what is it? I said, "Did he sign the contract?" He said, "Oh, I don't know anything about that." I said, "Then what the hell do you want me to talk to Quay for?" And Quay is a little bit reluctant to talk to us. Like, I have a good working relationship with him, but he doesn't like to do media stuff very often. So my little reporter antenna are now up, and now that you guys mentioned the contract during this portion of the program, when I get back to the stadium today, I feel like I have more digging to do because it makes me wonder if they're closing in on this actually happening.
That's awesome. You want me to get Quay? For what? Oh, nothing.
Exactly. He'd fit right in with some of the knuckleheads I covered with Chewy and those guys during the day. I will just quickly add this because for context, I do think that Gutey is on the record saying that despite the deal with Micah Parsons, that the structure of it allows them to still do what they want to do, in his words, for the next 3 years.
Yes, well, because we know that I think the base salary is up in the $60 million plus range for year 4. So would you expect any sort of extension, whether we're talking about for Quay or any receiver that they want to extend before the end of the season, that would fit into that window? That it'd basically be, maybe it ends up being a 4-year deal for Quay, but in actuality, it's a 3-year deal kind of lining up with that window where they have all this money.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Like, I just think that they're going to they did not want to do this and then hamstring themselves with other key pieces, right? And I still think they're going to let Sean Ryan walk. I still think they're going to let Romeo Doubs walk. I think they're going to let Rasheed Walker go predict that somebody else is going to go 17-0. Like, I don't think they're going to sign a lot of guys. But Gutey, who has not always been completely forthcoming, was very clear about their desire about Quay Walker. And the other part of this is, don't forget, Devontae White, who I think has played pretty well in the first 2 games, is on the 5th-year option, but they can certainly take that and fold that into an extension if they want before next season starts and lock him up for longer too. But the phrase that Gutey has said on multiple occasions is that they want both those guys, both those 2022 first-round picks. We want them here for 26 and beyond.
Jason Wilde hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. The guys and I were talking this morning, Jason, about Romeo Doubs and what he would have to do to sort of change the trajectory of how things are trending for him right now. What type of season would Romeo have to have in order for them to be like, you know what, actually, we see a future with him long-term in Green Bay?
Yeah, that's a great question. And look, when I say stuff, and I think Rob Domofsky would say the same thing about what kind of formulates his opinions that he shares with us on each of our shows. it's because we've talked to people, and so we know kind of what the team is thinking. Now, that's not always the case. Like, sometimes we just have opinions and educated guesses, and sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong. But, like, you know, Tausch and I were ahead of the curve on Aaron Rodgers being fundamentally unhappy before it became clear he was staying away from the offseason program a few years ago. Like, that stuff is based on conversations with people, which, again, I understand that I can't always explain that in real time when I give an opinion. My understanding is that the episode last year, for people in the building, if it wasn't a deal breaker, it was awfully close to one. And it's hard to get over that kind of stuff. And so I think he's reversed the trajectory of his career, of how people feel about him already. Like, he had a great camp. He has played well in the first 2 games. He seems to be doing everything that they would ask of him, but I don't think that's going to change their opinion on him, even though he's playing well. Like, I think and this is, I'm telling you, this is purely a guess, because he has not said this to me. Romeo is not the most communicative guy I've covered. If I were to guess, though, he has said to himself, or someone has said to him, hey, man, look, it's probably not going to happen here, but if you put together a really, really good season, somebody's going to pay you some big-time money. It's probably not going to be us, so keep your head down, work your tail off, stay focused, don't get emotional about things you don't like, and you're going to make yourself a bunch of money, but it's probably not going to be from us.
Jason Wilde, brought to us by Lakeland Supply. They're in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging supply chain assessment, lakelandsupply.com. Zach Tom, what's the latest?
Yeah, based on his affect, he ain't playing. It's probably another week away.
Do we know how severe the oblique injury is? Because, again, I think of oblique.
Not severe. Yeah,
obviously not severe enough to go on IR, Jason, but, like, I think of oblique.
Surgery.
Yeah.
Right.
I think of oblique, I think a lot of times a baseball player, and they're out. I feel like anytime somebody gets an oblique, it's like a month. And I understand football's a little bit different, and the function of the oblique is different, but I usually think of that as a pretty significant injury.
Yeah, I mean, he said it hurts when he runs. And while he's not running all the way down the field, he does have to run some. I don't think being unable to run is probably good for your chances of being able to play.
Jason, really good stuff there. I appreciate the insight across the board, but particularly on the Romeo Doubs thing, as we were, again, discussing that this morning. Got a feeling we might continue discussing that after you leave us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm glad I can help with that.
He's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch each and every morning right after our little show. Thanks, Jason.
Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Good stuff. I'm a little bit intrigued by the Romeo Doubs stuff, Gabe, and I want to get into that.
Okay.
Right after this.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue for any guy, which is why I've been telling you about Mentality for years, and they've been helping me for years. I mean, we've been doing this morning show now for 5 years, and since we started doing it, okay, I'm tired as the day goes on, just getting a little bit older, used to do the afternoon show, okay, my body's got to get used to that. Well, no, it turns out my testosterone levels were low. How did I know? Because I went to Mentality. I went through the process with them, did the blood panel, and now I have a customized testosterone treatment plan just for me. I go back every 12, 13 weeks, make sure my testosterone levels are exactly where they need to be. That's what it can be like for you with Mentality. Increase strength, shake fatigue, sleep better, lose weight, all with Mentality. So go to the website, mentalityhealth.com/radio. mentalityhealth.com/radio. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Find out more about their low testosterone treatments. mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Earlier acts accident on northbound 894 at Beloit Road has been cleared. Delays are still sticking around, though, so do be prepared for backups westbound 894 from 51st into the Hale, northbound from Highway 100 into the Hale, northbound Rock Freeway, I should say. Northbound 894 is still slow from Beloit Road all the way up to National Avenue. And a new accident. This one is on the ramp from, the off-ramp from southbound 43 to Highland. So watch out for that. The rest of the system, though, pretty typical stuff. Westbound 94 slow to the Mitchell Boulevard from the Marquette, and eastbound slowing down from the Zoo to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm. A slight chance for a shower to the north and west. A high of 78 at the lake, 83 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Rain or shine, we've got your ride covered with premium washes and free vacuums. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 9 to 13.1 ounce selective varieties, Old Dutch tortilla or potato chips, 2 for $5.50. 32 ounce selective varieties, International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 10 to 10.8 ounce selective varieties, Bird's Eye Vegetables, 4 for $5. 10.5 to 11.25 ounce selective varieties, New York Texas Toast, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know which is which, but here's what I do.
Yes, all right.
I take the plus and I put it to the plus. I take the minus and I put it to the minus.
Yeah, but the jacker things don't have that.
Yeah, they do.
Where?
Sure do. On the handles.
What's a jacker thing? I mean, it's something that your wife keeps in the drawer.
He meant jumper cables.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're buying or building a new home, Great Midwest Bank helps guide you every step of the way. Great Midwest Bank will take care of giving you the very best options so that you are ready when the next big life decision comes your way. You can get fast and flexible mortgage pre-approvals straight from Great Midwest Bank's experienced and, most importantly, guys, local loan officers. From start to finish, you can bank with confidence. Great Midwest Bank is your simply local equal housing lender. See all of their customizable products at greatmidwestbank.com. Just talked to Jason Wilde a few moments ago about, a lot of things, actually. If you missed it, we talked about Zach Tom, doesn't think he's playing this weekend. Talked a little bit about some of the contract situations that are out there. He believes that there is an offer on the table to Quay Walker, which brought up my curiosity about Romeo Doubs. Because I think Romeo Doubs has had a pretty nice little start to the season. I just checked out wide receiving rankings in the NFL. And while he's not in the top 50, he is 57.
Oh, yeah, great start to the season.
Well, who do you think is leading the Packers wide receivers in the wide receiver rankings?
Where are you getting this from? What website?
I'm on ESPN.com.
Oh, from ESPN. Oh, so is this
NFL player receiving stats? I've got yards.
Oh, and yards? Well, Tucker Kraft has the most yards.
Yep, it's Tucker Kraft. Very good. 140 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. He ranks 57th in the league right now, 2 weeks in, Romeo Doubs. Where's his number?
Yeah, he's got less than 100. It's close to 100, but it's
96 yards in the first 2 games. And there's a part of me that thinks, could he have a season, particularly, obviously, with Christian Watson out, particularly, obviously, with Jaden Reed being out, where he emerges as more of a go-to guy for this team? Now, Jason gave really good insight, and I hope y'all were listening, that is basically no matter how good he is this year, he can't come back from what happened last year. And I got to be honest, Gabe, while I trust the Green Bay Packers, they've done a lot of good moves, made a lot of good moves. There's a part of me that's God, it really stinks that he had that hiccup, that mistake, that error last year, and that he can't come back from that. There's a part of me that is who amongst us haven't made boneheaded or, again, if you believe some of the things that are out there, he might have been struggling in a mental space at the time. Again, I don't know that. That is speculation. But my question to you is, should he be able to make good on what happened last year?
I understand why. Again, we're talking about millions of dollars that you would just be handing someone. And while, again, the Packers can afford that, you still don't want to make mistakes with contracts that you're handing out. And yeah, NFL players do some dumb things sometimes. But when you decide not to show up for work and literally don't tell anyone why you're not, I can understand why they don't have that trust. Hey, we're not going to give you a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract and trust you when you haven't earned that trust. You can't, oops, my bad.
But why can't you gain it back? That's what I'm saying. Again, I think we all are in agreement that he handled it poorly, right? And your point is well taken. You can't quit on your team.
And that's what he did.
That is something that guys are whoa, we don't know if we can bank on you. We don't know if you're a guy that we can rely on. It's a big deal. But why can't you come back from that? If he has done everything that is asked of him, which it sounds like he has, this training camp, he's been great. If he continues to emerge as a productive option for Jordan Love, etc., are you telling me there's no way he could come back from that and be in the Green Bay Packers' future? That to me feels...
The answer is very straightforward. He's not good enough. He's just not good enough. If Chase did this, Jamar Chase did this for the Bengals, he'd be able to overcome it because Jamar Chase can win you the Triple Crown as a wide receiver. Did that last year. If Justin Jefferson did this, easy to overcome. Romeo Doubs isn't good enough. Romeo Doubs isn't that. Romeo Doubs isn't going to have a 1,500-yard season in his career. He's a solid player. He's somebody who's going to play for, probably pretty close to a decade in the NFL. But he's not good enough to make a mistake like that and then be rewarded down the line by that same team that you decided not to show up on. He's just not. He is more replaceable than any of the other guys that I just mentioned. And the Packers invested in that position to try and replace him. They drafted Matthew Golden in the first round, Savion Williams in the third. They decided to give Christian Watson a 1-year contract extension. They've got other guys that they have to worry about, too, with Wicks and Reed next year. And now, obviously, Watson falls into that category with the 1-year extension, who's going to be a free agent after the 2026 season. Romeo Doubs, while he's a fine player, he's not a great player. And only great players can get away with mistakes like that. And again, whether or not you wanted to determine it's a mistake or not, because it was a conscious decision not to show up. He decided not to show up for his team and not tell anyone why he was showing up. Turns out it's because he was unhappy with his role in the offense.
Is it your belief then that they would try to trade him to get something in exchange for him, or that at the end of the year they just say, good job putting some stuff down on film so the other teams are interested in you, and best of luck to you.
Just let him walk away. I believe there would have been a scenario in which you would have been traded at the deadline this year, but with Jaden Reed getting hurt, I think that scenario went out the window. Because now Reed's hurt, had to have multiple surgeries. Because as long as you're in there, fixing the clavicle, just go ahead and fix the Jones fracture. So the fact that he's going to be out for 8+ weeks, you need that depth at the wide receiver position. So you can't afford to trade him away. If there was a specific situation where Reed stayed healthy, Watson comes back relatively early, shows that he can be productive coming off the knee, then maybe they could have traded him, but now you need that depth.
How very Rod Tidwell of Romeo Dobbs. You're loving me now, Jerry. You're loving me now. Chef Ed weighing in on the Carbless Talking text line this morning saying, I think out of all the receivers, Dobbs has been the most consistent. He might be worth an extension. What say you to Chef Ed saying, I've seen some stuff I really like from Dobbs?
Yeah, again, he's not good enough. I mean, he's off to a fast start. 5 catches, 96 yards.
All right. Well, again, but this goes back to sort of the way that the Packers have structured their offense, the dynamic of their wide receivers, which it seems right now is still spread the ball around.
So
get everybody involved.
Okay, so then why would you pay more for someone? Somebody who's on a rookie contract, why would you pay more for that person if you can just spread it out, backfill with some of the other positions why would you pay more for that? If you're going to pay more for that, then you should probably change the way you do the offense. And actually feature some of these guys. To me, he's not good enough. Jason's always used the James Jones. Hey, he's kind of like James Jones. James Jones was the 3 for the Packers. I understand he was a number 1 when he came back because they were desperate and Jordy was out and they had all these injuries. But Romeo Dobbs is a 2 or a 3, and he's just not. He's not a T. Higgins is a 1. He got paid. He happens to be a 2 because Jamar Chase is the 1 on their team. He's not somebody that I would invest a ton of money into, even without the incident. I understand he looks reliable, but the numbers aren't good enough. He doesn't have enough, great athletic traits where I wouldn't feel like I would be able to easily replace him.
And, of course, there is the concussion history as well, which, of course, is always something you have to consider when you talk about a player like that. Savion Williams also looks like a guy that they want to continue growing in that role, working into. So maybe he ends up ultimately being a quote-unquote replacement for Romeo Dobbs. Ryan from Aguanago agrees with you. If Dobbs was a 10, sure, but he's at best a 6 or a 7. Seems like he is okay with letting him walk. Look, here's what I'm fine with, if I'm being honest, just to put a bow on this conversation. I am fine with a guy being motivated by, they don't want me here, I need to find a new landing spot, let me go out and absolutely ball out, have an unbelievable season, put big numbers on the board, and then have more suitors for my services when I'm done here. I'm okay with that. I love dangling that carrot in front of a guy because the odds are you're going to get their very best performance if they recognize the writing on the wall.
But also I become leery if that's what it takes to motivate you. How many guys have you seen have had a career year and a contract year?
Lots.
And then revert back to what they were before. So that would be scary to me, too. Like, would I actually want to pay, No,
I'm not saying. I think, again, you have said that it's a foregone conclusion he will not be extended by the Green Bay Packers.
Correct.
So what do you care if somebody else goes out and gets burned?
I don't. I'm just saying if I were a general manager, I would always be leery of guys who go and have career years when it's going to be a contract year. Okay, what are you actually motivated by? What am I paying for? Because the NFL is littered with guys who have had career years and contract years and then get rewarded and then don't live up to what they did.
Let's go to Chris, who is out there on the YouTube stream. Again, you can always stream the show on our ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. Agree with Gabe. Dobbs is a fine player. Nothing special, just fine. Replaceable for sure. Some poor team will give him a contract that they will ultimately regret. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. But guys, let me tell you, if you're like me and disorganization and chaos really jams you up, really cranks up your anxiety, then you should call my friends over at Closets by Design, because my closet was a source of anxiety for me. And Doug and his team came out to my house in Mequon and they said, we can help here. They created a warm, incredible, organized space that I now actually enjoy. And here's what really stood out to me, guys. The personal attention. Took the time to understand exactly what I needed, showed me a lot of great options, and made sure that everything would fit in my space and style perfectly. Now, did I need to drop a lot of stuff off at Goodwill? I did. Let's be honest about this, okay? But everything that I kept looks fantastic in my new closets by Closets by Design. If you're ready to get organized like I was, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. With Wildy and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
We have had great offenses around here for a long time. And we've sat there, can the defense be good enough? And we have hashtag fired every coordinator on defense we've seen.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
We don't need no more fire. The hashtag guys, because Jeff Hafley ain't going to get, you're not going to get hashtagged with Half because he's been an absolute home run hire.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
I'd like you to listen to a little question and answer session with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, why James?
I do feel like that we are partnered, again, as opposed to being sold to.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
If I need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
That works for you and the business, right, Preston?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about it.
Plus, there's IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems.
I've got information that I can then go to my superiors with and say, hey, here's how we can save a little bit of money.
And
then I kind of look like the hero, too.
Want to be the hero in your office? Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
For over 40 years, the Boucher Automotive Group is proud to have served Wisconsin with dedication and heart, one customer at a time. But we knew we could do even more.
In the last 5 years, we've expanded across the state, adding new locations, new brands, and new ways to better serve you.
At Boucher, growth isn't always about being bigger. It's about being better. Better selection, better service, better experiences.
Where you're going matters, and Boucher is driven to get you there. The Boucher Automotive Group. We ride with you every mile.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gabe, it'll change your life. Any barbecue you eat for the rest of your life will be measured against Buc-ee's.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're in the market for a brand new home, I cannot recommend my friends over at the We Sell Group at Keller Williams enough. Rob and Nick have been incredibly patient and helpful and informative and available during our journey. It is so clear their passion is people. Maybe you're ready to move right now. Maybe not. Maybe you're just starting to look, or maybe you're thinking about selling your home. The We Sell Group is on the journey with you every step of the way. Start your journey today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com. Gabe, I know you're very busy, so I'm not sure how much of the college football Saturday slate you were able to take in, but what a doozy of a game we got from Tennessee, Georgia this past week.
Oh, it was really good.
I thought Tennessee was going to finally end the streak of losing 8 straight to Georgia. It looked like they were in the driver's seat. Joey Aguilar, a great story in college football, looked awesome. And then Kirby Smart and company were like, you know what? Actually, Gunnar Stockton, we're going to make a game out of this. Sent it to overtime. Georgia goes on to win.
I felt bad for the kicker from Tennessee.
Yeah, but did you see his face before the kick?
You knew it wasn't going in.
Correct.
It was the first time that I wish we had like the live betting apps in Wisconsin, because the second I saw him walk out on the field, I wouldn't have been able to pull up an app fast enough to say, yeah, this kid ain't going to make this kick.
So, yes, Tennessee did end up losing. So it was a tough day for Vol fans, but no more difficult. Joshy, I believe you have the Joshy does not, shaking his head.
Need about 10 seconds.
Okay. Can I vamp for 10 seconds? Oh, boy. Let me ask you a question. What is your theory, Gabe Neitzel, on calling in sick to work to attend a sporting event? Generally speaking?
I mean, if you got no other option, right? And if it's, again, if you are somebody who is a huge sports fan, don't waste that on, we're talking about Tennessee, Georgia. So let's say Tennessee versus Middle Tennessee. Don't waste it on that. If you're going to waste it, it has to be a big game. If you're going to do that, it is last resort option. You couldn't use other vacation. You have to go because it's such a big game. Yeah, I can understand that.
All right, so take a listen to this gentleman who did just that, called in sick to go to the Tennessee-Georgia game, and then was shown frequently and regularly on the broadcast.
And I got cold played. And then I'm all over national TV, but my guys at work and all of them, Tennessee Choice team, shout out, thank you for understanding.
You okay with this? Again, I agree with you. Caliber of game matters. Opponent matters. Significance matters. That was an absolute scene. I would not want to miss that if I were a Vols fan. And this gentleman was like, I got to work, but I got tickets to the game. So he called in sick and showed up on the television broadcast. He was really going through the emotions. That's the thing, right? Like, you see these people who are like, he's rubbing his arms, he's biting his nails, he's doing all of the things. And to be fair, the truck sees that on their cameras and goes, oh, give me a shot of that guy. That guy is representing the fan base right now. I want to see him. And then they proceeded to show him multiple times, which sort of outed him because he had called in sick.
He didn't get fired, right? He's good?
He did not get fired.
Okay.
His bosses understood. I did say this morning when I was on TMJ, when you mention your company a few times on the local television broadcast.
Kind of helps out.
Little quid pro quo there. Sure, I called in sick, but I just mentioned our company a couple times, and I'm wearing the T-shirt and the hat and all of that. Free advertising goes a long way.
Did I miss some details? Did he call off Friday to go to, because it's a Saturday, right? That was when the game was?
Yeah, so I am curious as to what his job, because obviously some people have to work on Saturdays.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm not. That was one of the things I was curious about. Like, what job does this guy have, and had he used his other PTO? I'm guessing he knew for a while he was going to the Georgia-Tennessee game.
Did he call
maybe not.
Monday?
Maybe he just landed tickets.
But the article that you had sent me about this kind of said that he goes to this game as often as he can. So I've got a lot of follow-up questions that are just kind of never going to be answered because nobody seemed to bother to ask if this guy was out of vacation, what he was doing, what his job is that would require him to use vacation.
Don't let the details get in the way of a good story here.
But it's not a good story if I get some of these details.
Do you like that he has called it, I got Coldplayed? Of course, referring to the couple that were canoodling at the Coldplay concert, and then, of course, it blew up their lives because they were both married, and doing things maybe married people shouldn't be doing without the permission of their spouses. Do you like that cold played is now a thing?
Yeah, because it's an easy thing to say that everybody knows what happened. I was someplace I shouldn't have been, and I got caught on camera.
All right.
I don't mind that becoming part of the lingo.
It's a quick way to describe something we all know.
Yeah.
Now
you're somewhere you shouldn't be.
And you got busted by the camera.
And the camera caught you.
Camera caught you.
That story, the Coldplay story, and I know we talked about it, that collectively captured our like attention in a way I didn't even expect. I expected that to live online. That became like a national news story.
Well, yeah, because the company essentially blew up.
I think he got fired.
Yeah.
I think that her marriage is now being dissolved. I think these are the updates
really?
that I have
Is that what
seen.
happens when you cheat on your spouse? Marriages get dissolved?
I imagine she didn't have a hard time getting that one through.
Why are you looking to dissolve this marriage? Well, my wife was caught at a Coldplay concert. Oh, that's you?
Let me ask you a question. Should you lie about it? Should you just say, listen, I'm going to use a sick day. Here's what's going on. I'm going to the Georgia-Tennessee game. I have the sick day to burn. I know it's not technically a cough or a, cold or whatever. Should you just fess up and say it? Because, again, we talk about this all the time. The lie is what does the most damage. Maybe not in this case, but just generally speaking, hello, general population, it feels like maybe you should just be straightforward about it.
It probably obviously depends upon where you work. But I've got a buddy who's got a blue-collar job, and the way they split up, his sick time, and it's all basically just PTO. Nobody really cares what portion that you're using because you get a certain amount of hours and then you get more as you accrue hours as the year goes along. It seems like where he works, nobody really cares what bucket they're pulling it from, but it's just, I don't have enough hours. Okay, I'm just going to use a sick day because I have enough hours in this bucket versus that bucket. It seems like most places like that don't care.
I haven't felt the urge to not be honest, even if something sneaks up on me at this job at any point, because I can usually just look at someone and be like, hey, I need your help on this. I screwed up, and everyone's pretty understanding. But back when I worked in the factory or worked in the warehouse, we were using those days to our best advantage. It's a little bit different, I think.
And were you fibbing about it is the thing.
Oh, for sure.
So I have said this also about my job, Joshy. There's some things that are excusable. For whatever reason, doctor's appointment, right? I have a doctor's appointment. People are like, oh, yeah, of course, take care of your doctor's appointment. We know how hard it is to get. But, I also have hair appointments every 3 weeks. I'm on television, sort of part of the gig. If my boss calls me and is like, hey, we'd like to shoot a feature on this day, and I look at my calendar and go, oh, good, I got a hair appointment, covering up the grays. Can I say I have a hair appointment to my boss, or do I need to say, I have a doctor's appointment?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you guys
you tell
what
me.
you think
You
is
just
the
described
proper
a very
way to handle
specific situation.
I'm just saying, what do you guys think is the proper way to handle it? For whatever reason, hair appointment doesn't have the same cachet as doctor's appointment.
But because you're on television, it feels like hair appointment should be okay.
Who are you talking to? I know.
That's what I'm saying. I think it should be okay, but it seems like it's not okay based on you asking the question.
This is a hypothetical situation.
Of course, it's never happened.
It's certainly not based in reality at all this week.
This is getting to a point where I think everyone kind of understands that the expectations for someone on TV is to be in the best, version of yourself. Isn't that kind of what we all prepare for?
Aesthetically, of course, because we all know that we're
not necessarily
far
mentally.
cry from the best version of myself everywhere else. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
They're still working on this accident on the 43 southbound off-ramp to Highland Avenue near the Marquette, so just watch out for that. The delays are not that bad heading right past that scene. However, we are seeing delays from Good Hope Road all the way down past Locust, so just be careful with that. Westbound 94 backing up from 17th Street to Hawley Road, back on the brakes from the Zoo all the way past Moreland Road. Eastbound's backed up from about 84th Street all the way through to 35th, and 4394 northbound. We got backups coming out of the Mitchell interchange up and around the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny and warm. Slight chance for a shower to the north and west. A high of 78 at the lake, 83 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you played the rest. Now play the best.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We learned that Jacob Monk, one of the Packers draft picks, has a cold water allergy.
I didn't realize it until now, but I think I have a cold water allergy. I don't like going in cold water, so maybe I'm allergic to that as well.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I thought this was the baby's room. I'm really sorry.
I was in the pool! Yeah, they said they weren't concerned, but did make the joke of, let's just make sure he doesn't go ice fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's probably wise.
Well, all men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't mind, but...
But what?
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever. She's too excited. Her man look like he
Lots of reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream and on the Carbless talk and text line 800-990-3776. I like Will saying, I texted my boss saying, hey, not coming in today. I'll use PTO. He said, okay, see you tomorrow, LOL. There are some places, obviously, that you have that luxury. There are others that you do not, and you need to give advance notice. And if you're not there, the job doesn't get done, etc. We certainly recognize the variance in professions out there.
I feel like, again, as Josh was kind of saying, just being fortunate here at GKB, I've obviously had sick days, but I've never gone into the system and then went, oh, hey, I'm using a sick day. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how many we have. I've never used them all.
I think it's 5.
So I've never been that concerned about
Is it 8?
abusing that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea how many sick days we have because I know I'm never going to use all of them, and the bosses trust me that I'm not going to abuse that.
Speaking of sick days, very quickly, Jason Wilde joined us earlier in the show. He did say that he does not think that Zach Tom will be playing this weekend, did not play last weekend. Gabe, how do you see the offensive line lining up, shaking out for this week's game?
Yeah, the offensive line played really well last week. And it's a different test this week because obviously you have Myles Garrett that you have to deal with. But that Washington team played pretty well against the Giants in week 1, and they still kept Jordan Love clean. So I think Darian Kennard is still the biggest question mark because he's oddly the least experienced on that line. They obviously have a ton of faith in Jordan Morgan, and he would be Jordan Morgan's going to start. If Aaron Banks ends up playing, then he'll start at right tackle. If Banks and Tom don't play, then he'll be at left guard, and Darian Kennard will be right tackle. But they held up well, I thought, against the Commanders. With Kennard playing as well as he did, it starts to give you hope that they do have 7 offensive linemen that they trust.
So just to tie this back into the conversation we started the show with this morning about Rasheed Walker putting it out there that he thinks the team could go undefeated, is the offensive line your biggest concern for this Green Bay Packers team right now? It feels like a lot of the other units have sort of figured things out. Even if you went in with the secondary being a cause for concern, the addition of Micah Parsons has obviously contributed to them playing better than we thought, and Keyshawn Nixon continues to prove people wrong, which is awesome for him. Is the offensive line the space where you're like, look, things are good now, but that may be an area we need to keep our eye on?
No, I think it's just a short-term thing. Because they obviously don't think that Banks or Tom is a long-term injury. Otherwise, they both would have gone. Either one of them could have gone on IR. That was not the case. And in the long term, this could end up being beneficial to the Packers because Darian Kennard being solid at right tackle gives them another offensive lineman they can trust. So right now, short term, yes. If both of those guys do not play and then they suffer another injury on Sunday, seems to be problematic. I'm not sure who's up next. If that's Anthony Belton, I'm not sure. I don't know who's up next in that offensive line room. But once those guys get healthy, now you have a little bit more depth on that offensive line than we thought before the season started.
Okay, but to be clear, just because it's not an overwhelming concern, it feels like it's the only place right now where they even have any of these issues cropping up. So even if it's a minute concern, for me, it's probably the greatest concern, if that makes sense, right? They're all sort of small, but because everybody else is seemingly healthy, save the wide receiver position, as we know, as Christian Watson continues to recover and Jaden Reed just had surgery, the depth that they have at that position makes me feel more comfortable with the wide receiver and the skill position players than I feel at the offensive line. That's not to say it's a huge, enormous, I'm like freaking out, but it probably is where I am the most concerned about the Packers right now. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair to say. But again, it's a very short-term thing because it's going to be a short-term injury for two of those offensive linemen. And now you're actually going to have more depth there going forward once those guys recover from their injuries. Again, it doesn't seem like Tom's going to play. I think everybody has more hope on Banks. We'll have to wait and see what happens in practice today.
I'm going to check during the break what the over-under is for Myles Garrett for sacks this weekend. I want to see what they have it listed at, if they think he's going to go off or be able to tee off on them this weekend.
I would have a feeling that Tucker Kraft is not going to be as productive as he was last week. Going to have to use him a little bit more just to make sure that Myles Garrett gets slowed down a little bit.
Fair. Speaking of checking out the prop bets, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee has an option for you. It's called a Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries, score triple on drawings on Thursday, slam dunk prizes like cash, rewards play, and even tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. It's Sweet Ticket September. Are you ready for it? It's only at Potawatomi. More information available online. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play. Top 8 at 8 coming up next. Then we got Marty Wronski from the Milwaukee Brewers joining us to talk about some of the stuff they have going on. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about the Milwaukee Brewers. Still top team in Major League Baseball.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We still have an accident on the ramp from southbound 43 to Highland near the Marquette, so watch out for that. At the moment, no major delays involved with that one. However, we back that up a step. We do have some delays from before Appleton Avenue, actually from before Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette to about Burleigh. Northbound's backed up on 41 from about Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, watch for backups from 84th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Maybe a couple more taps on the brakes past 35th. The westbound side, you do have delays from 17th Street all the way to Hawley Road and west of the zoo to the county line. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny and warm. Slight chance for a shower to the north and west. A high of 78 at the lake, 83 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. In the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District, this modern pizzeria delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Whether you're craving a quick lunch or a relaxed evening bite, Proof Pizza is your go-to downtown destination. Dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And here's a tip. If you mention Jen Latta, you'll receive 10% off your order. Learn more at stkatearts.com.
For your fellow fanatics and your #1 fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
Even your pickiest eater will say yes to this. Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Perfect on their own with a favorite dipping sauce, or stacked in one of our 2 new subs. Classic crispy chicken or bold Buffalo Ranch crispy chicken. Made with quality chicken and served on our fresh baked bread. It's a mealtime win for kids and grown-ups. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm telling you, don't doubt his story, because he heebie-jeebies at certain times to miss field goals.
Yeah.
Gabe, I showed you how he does the heebie-jeebies,
Heebie-jeebie,
right?
heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie.
You take your
heebie-jeebie.
fingers and you rub them back and forth on your thigh, and you go heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie. Swear the guy bats 100%. So to call him a liar, and he puts a curse on you?
Look, I'm not calling him a liar.
Yeah, you are.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. You know, we turn to some funny places for support. I know me, I call my girlfriends, hey, can you help me out with this? And while they do their darndest to help me get through whatever I'm going through, not everyone is capable of really handling our challenges. Not everyone is the one, but you can find your match with BetterHelp. They've got quality therapists working according to a strict code of conduct, and they're fully licensed in the United States. Now, they do an initial matching work for you. You tell them what your goals are, and you fill out a short questionnaire, and they try to match you with a therapist that they think would be good for you. And more often than not, guys, they get it right. But if they don't, you can switch therapists at any time. Complete therapy online and see if it helps you navigate the challenges of the world. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork.
You pie.
Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken!
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we got, Gabe?
List of 8 things in front of me. You and Joshua get to guess today with the big guy out. Each go back and forth. Once you each get one incorrect, we open up to the fans. 800-990-3776. Whoever gets the last one gets an ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. And today I am looking for Brewers pitchers because there are 8 of them that have ever amassed 200 strikeouts in a season. Who are those 8 Brewers pitchers?
Ooh, I wonder how far this goes back, Joshy.
I would venture a guess pretty decently. There are
pretty decently back.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one, obviously, that comes to mind is Corbin Burns.
Did you see my lips?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So Corbin Burns, number 2 on the list. He actually did it 3 times. Did it in 2021, 22, and 2023.
Well, number 2 on the list leaves us one option.
Freddie Peralta. No? No? Should I not guess Freddie Peralta? Don't guess Freddie Peralta. Okay. Sorry. Don't. No, I'm just, again, what?
Having a conversation with yourself over there?
Yes. Do you want me to guess it or no? No, don't guess it. He gave me a look. That's what I'm saying. I was going to say it. I was feeling.
The look should tell you everything you need to know.
Don't guess Freddie Peralta. What was the category again?
8 Brewers pitchers have struck out 200 or more batters in a single season. Who are those 8 pitchers? Right now, if you want me to reset the list, you have Corbin Burns.
Yeah, I know that. I just wanted to make sure that I was clear on the category. Giovanni
Gallardo did it 4 times. Did it in 2010, 9, 10, 11, and 12. He is number 7 on the list.
It is Freddie Peralta. It has to be.
Freddie has done it twice, 23 and 24, number 5 on the list.
What are we doing here?
I got the heebie-jeebies, and then I thought about it for a split second. I was like, he's done it before.
He's closing in on the 3rd time.
Did he not do it?
He's got 195 strikeouts right now. So he's going to have another start, so he should be able to get to that number.
I got to be honest, Joshy. I thought you and I were like in sync. I thought I said Corbin Burns. You said Corbin Burns. I was like, look at us, locked
Gabe's
in.
look made me
and
double
then,
think.
What look?
You looked at her with like, I can't believe you said that. And I was like, wait, could I be wrong? And then no, I thought about it.
You made me think I was wrong. I was going, whatever. It's fine. We're moving on. Although I'm not sure where we're moving on to, if I'm being honest.
Who's it on?
It is on Jen, because yes, you did guess Freddie. So by the way, I've got this numbered on the list. It's where they appear. So like number 2, Corbin Burns has the 2nd most strikeouts in a single season, and appeared a number of different times. So the number is really not that important.
All right, starting pitchers, Brandon Woodruff.
Woody did it in 2021. Had 211 strikeouts.
What number is he on the list?
Number 4.
Okay.
211.
So do we have 1, 2, 3, 4? Or
we have 2, 4, 5, and 7.
We have 2, 4, 5. We still don't have 1.
Yeah. Which would be the most strikeouts in a single season by a Brewers pitcher.
Oh, sorry.
Is that Ben Sheets then?
Yes, Ben Sheets, 264 back in 2004.
I thought that this was going chronological.
No.
And I was
That's
like,
why I
who would have done it more recently than Freddie Peralta?
It is not
but
chronological. It is by...
Okay. That makes
by
me
number
feel,
of strikeouts in a
That makes me feel
season.
a little bit better about it. Okay.
So Sheets is 1, Corbin is 2, Woodruff 4, Freddie 5, Giovanni 7.
Do you feel good with a guess, Joshy?
I don't know if this is going to be like there's a legendary pitcher, but I think he might be too far back because strikeouts spiked so much in the 2000s where there's going to be names on here that were like, yeah, I see how he got there, but I don't think of him as a big strikeout guy.
Okay. You feeling confident about making that guess?
Zach Greinke.
Zach Greinke, number 8 on the list, just barely got over, had 201 strikeouts in 2011.
All right, so how many do we have on the list now?
You have 6 of the 8. Sheets, Burns, Woody, Freddie, Yo, and Greinke.
This is a good conversation to be going into our conversation with Marty coming up in just a few moments here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And now I'm stalling. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Best of luck to you. You got the 6. I thought you would get certainly 5. I thought Zach Greinke, because it was a short time in Milwaukee, would have been one of the tougher ones, but you got Greinke. The next 2 are tough.
The only thing I would say is, can we go back, and go to like a Teddy Higuera?
That's a name I'm certain is on the list. I don't know if he is within the range that Gabe has here.
But he doesn't have a range.
No, it's 8 players. 8 players ever have done it for the Brewers.
Only ever?
Yes.
Then,
only
okay,
8 players ever. It's not the most recent. It's the 8 players have ever done it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, Teddy Higuera is number 3 on the list. Struck out 240 batters back in 1987.
3 on the list.
Yeah, so Sheets had the most. Corbin had the 2nd most. Teddy had the 3rd most ever in Brewers history.
Okay. After them, who do you have on the list?
Brandon Woodruff, Freddie, Giovanni Gallardo, Zach Greinke. So you need number 6.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to go back to like those playoff teams. You know, who would have been pitching during? Giovanni was the guy.
Yeah.
Sheets was the guy before him.
How many more do we have left?
Just have one. Just have number 6 on the list.
I'm between
Sean Markham. I just said I'm trying to think of pitchers.
I'm between two names.
Okay. Craig Capuano. Did he ever have a 200-yard?
Chris is his first name, I
Yes,
believe.
thank you. You're right. It was Chris.
So
for sure.
that's one of the
Did he
names
ever
I'm
have a 2
between is
strikeout?
Chris Capuano and Doug Davis. Which one is a better guess? I haven't the faintest of idea.
No idea.
But I'm just thinking of guys who were out there a lot.
A lot,
at this
exactly.
point. Yeah. And there was both of them had years that were quite impressive. Flip a coin, Jen, pick one. You said Chris Capuano, so let's
go with it. Chris Capuano.
Not on the list.
Or Chad, as I called him initially. Did I call him Chad?
No. You did call. I don't think you called him Chad. You called him a different C name. I don't care. Craig. You called him Craig Capuano, and now you've added Chad to the list. We're just
Chase Capuano.
We're gonna get to the top 8 C names that Brewers pitchers of all time.
800-990-3776. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list? 200 strikeout seasons for your Milwaukee Brewers pitchers. We only have one left.
8 have ever done it. Obviously, Freddie, they're hoping gets 5 more strikeouts and will be added to the list.
We got Mike and Franklin.
Mike and Franklin, you're up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
I'm going to go with Josh's second pick. I'm going to go with Doug Davis.
Double D. Doug Davis struck out 208 back in 2005.
Thank you, Joshy.
I thought there was no chance nobody was pulling Doug Davis out of their behind.
1,000,000%.
That was the ace in the hole. To me, Doug Davis was the ace in the hole of there's no chance.
I would have guessed Dave
brings up
Bush before I guessed Doug Davis.
Maybe this says something about me, but I distinctly remember the Doug Davis year. That for some reason is lodged in my memory of, hey, maybe they got something here. He was fine.
All right, well, I'm glad that we got a winner on our first call. Josh and I almost ran the table, but then the guess of the correct answer was the one that we didn't say, which feels par for the course for us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Marty Ronsky from your Milwaukee Brewers coming up next. We'll take a break. Be right back after this.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We still have delays northbound 41 just before Mayfair Road, stretching all the way up to Capitol Drive. Southbound on 43, backing up just south of Good Hope Road, all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Burleigh. Eastbound 94, delays from 84th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound slow from about 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and again from Highway 100 all the way to Sunny Slope Road. And northbound 4394, coming out of the Mitchell interchange, going to be a slow ride around the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a slight chance for a shower northwest of Milwaukee, a high of 78 at the lake, 83 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at Wish Fest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the Wish Fest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh, time.
You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
Took off. I needed a few more hints.
Yeah. We put you in a... That's Gabe's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Big win yesterday over the Angels, and man, the season is wrapping up very quickly. For more information on everything going on at AmFam Field with the Brew Crew, we bring in Marty Wronski, COO of your Milwaukee Brewers. Good morning, Marty. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Jen. I am great. Hey, you know, the morning after a win these days is nothing but glorious.
Well, and a sweep to add to that. Obviously, the Brewers will start a series against the Cardinals on the road, then San Diego, and then back at home for the final regular season series against the Reds. What do you guys have planned for the fans for that series?
Oh, yeah. It's, you know, that is always such a fun series. Fans know that series always includes Fan Appreciation Night, which is, you know, we do things like give away cars, give away autographed jerseys, and all of those good things. So that is Saturday, September 27th, is Fan Appreciation Day. September 26th, so the day before that, is Harry Potter Night. Those tickets, the Harry Potter package is sold out, Jen, but we do have some tickets left for that game day as well. So there's tickets for all 3 of those Reds games, and we need people here to finish this thing off.
Okay, yeah, but we already know. Crew's in the playoffs. I got to know, Marty, how do I get my tickets?
All right. So there's 2 ways, okay? On sale for all single-game tickets for the playoffs is next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Okay, Tuesday at 10 a.m. You can go online and show up at our box office. You can call our box office. We are on sale. Now, if you're not a particularly patient person and you'd like to get out in front of that, there is another way that you can get postseason strips today. And that is by calling our box office or jumping online and buying and becoming a 2026 season seat member. So 20 game, 40 game, 80 game. This is not just, you got to buy the whole thing in order to be able to be a member. But if you do that, you will get immediate access to postseason strips. And those are actually at a discount and from what the regular price will be. So if you jump on now, you get the strip at a discount. Otherwise, next Tuesday it is single game tickets for the division series. Now, guys, if we end up and we knock on wood, right? I mean, 6 is our magic number right now. All signs point to we're great. But if we do end up needing to play in the wild card, those tickets will be on sale on Tuesday as well.
Marty Ronsky joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Chris reminds me on the YouTube stream that it is not a sweep yet, Jen. The Brewers still play the Angels today. And then he says Craig Capuano is pitching, which is a great callback to my error earlier in the show. Appreciate you, Chris. You're absolutely right. Obviously, the game a little bit later today at 6:40. So I love these theme nights. I love that you guys are doing the Hogwarts thing. As you mentioned, it is sold out, but tickets still available. Just remind everybody, Marty, how important it is for the fans to come out. I know everybody's looking ahead to the postseason. I know people are excited about getting out to the ballpark and celebrating another playoff push by the Brewers. But for these final games, whether it be today or whether it be that homestand, how important is it for the fans to be behind the crew as they make this push? The players always talk about the significance of the crowd.
Yeah, it's one of the most amazing things about being a Wisconsin sports fan. I say it all the time. The guys on the field, when you talk to them, and this goes back for many, many years, our fans are so amazing and show up no matter what. And the guys notice it. They play better when they hear it. I mean, if you were in here last night, right, like I actually left one part of the ballpark and went to the other, and all you could hear was the Let's Go Brewers chant, and it was loud. I was thinking, like, the windows were open. Like, this is like being heard downtown. That has a huge impact on the players. And so when I say we need to continue to show up, we rely on that. And that's one of the reasons, Jen, that when you talk about things like these theme nights that we do, the giveaways we do, we are trying to give back to those friends that are showing up, or for those, friends and fans that are showing up for us. So it's so incredibly important. And let me just say, I personally, no matter what Chris says, I just think you're clairvoyant. And you know that today's game is going to be a win, and therefore we've got a sweep. So, we're in good shape.
That's right. I'm manifesting. That's what we call it.
That's right. And I'm all about that.
Marty, who's responsible for the stuff you end up putting on the scoreboards on those theme nights? Because you mentioned, again, Harry Potter's coming up next week. You got that on Friday night. But I just absolutely loved during Bark in the Park night of showing all the Phillies players as cats. Like that was one of my favorite things. But you guys have done a bunch of that, whether it's like Star Wars night, you got to come up with the fun names. Who's responsible for doing all that during those theme nights?
I can tell you who it's not, and that's me, without the creative bone in my body. But I will tell you, they do make you laugh out loud. They're so incredibly creative, and those kind of underhanded messages. Just absolutely love it. But Tom Heck, Jamie Patton, and her team in Scoreboard, and then our incredibly Sharon McNally and her team in our marketing group work together on all these kinds of things to decide what that creativity is going to look like. So it is, Jamie and her group are, Jamie's been doing this a long time. She is such a firecracker. The things that she comes up with to do in games that are just, like I said, they're subtle little messages that our fans end up appreciating so incredibly much. So, it's one thing to turn the outs and the strikes and the balls to bones, right? But then when you actually watch, and if you read the board, right, those fun facts end up becoming just utterly hilarious.
Oh, those are great
ways to entertain.
But also like the self-deprecation, because I think it was last year when the Scoreboard team put up something that wasn't maybe the funnest effect for Ellie De La Cruz, and then he goes off, right? But then the next day, the Scoreboard goes, no fun facts from us. Thank you for asking. When Ellie's up there. So the self-deprecation of it as well is always fun.
Yes, and it's, just staying on the ball. This is, again, these are the kinds of things that just makes me so happy when you talk about, we do 81 of these events a year. It's so many, and to stay fresh and to try to keep, all of our fans entertained and ourselves entertained, frankly, it takes a lot of being on the ball. And I can't tip my hat enough to the fans that keep showing up, the fans like you that notice those kinds of things. Because you can have 20 people in this ballpark, right? And there's so much to look at and so much to do. They may not notice, but if nothing else, we're entertained by it. Absolutely.
And Marty, there's a video circulating on social media right now. I got to be honest with you, I don't even know what it was. It might have been a Marlins game. And the person is basically taking their phone and showing around the stadium. Yeah. And it is just a smattering. It is just the attendance is exactly. Good sections still available. And it just reminds you of how lucky we are to have such a rabid, passionate, engaged, knowledgeable fan base here in Milwaukee with the Milwaukee Brewers. I do see on the website, MLB.com/Brewers/tickets/specials, that College Night is tonight, presented by Northwestern Mutual. How can college students enjoy today's game at AmFam Field?
Absolutely. So we have a college ticket package. It's got a $15 concessions voucher. I say take a study break. That's whatever you want to call that break. I'm going to go with study break. Take a break and come out and join us. There is that special ticket. Jump online. You can also just truly Google Gen student nights at American Family Field. It will pop up, take you to our website, and you can grab those tickets as well. And like I said, it's a discounted ticket with a $15 concessions voucher attached to it. We love having those college kids out here. School's back in full swing, and let's remember too. Like, it was Wednesday night during school yesterday, and like I said, the chants and things. So when we talk about the excitement in here, it is not like in those other ballparks. It is exciting. It's alive, and it's a great place for those college kids to come take a little break.
All right, magic number to clinch the Centrals down to 6. Do you guys have like a whiteboard that you erase in the front office, and then, like say it was somebody's job today, like it was 7, then somebody has to come in this morning, erase it, and put a 6. Is that somebody's job in inside the front office?
So, Gabe, you know how we all are in sports, right? We are so superstitious. We are so, like, the fact of even acknowledging that for some people is like more than we can bear. So, we all know it. Like, you go to bed thinking about it. And truly, right? Like, okay, what is it going to take? And we watch all day long, right? What did this team do? What did these guys do? What's the score there? And we get really mad at like teams that we have crushed, but then they don't win against teams we want them to win against. We the whole thing, it goes on and on, right? We're like, how could they lose? How could they do this to us? So it gets very personal and yet so superstitious. So, if you've got that countdown, it is like in your drawer where no one can see it. And then we just kind of whisper to one another where we're at, and we're still at 6.
Well,
right?
but you have to be prepared for it, Marty, because you guys always have so much great stuff. Like I've got the postseason T-shirt on today. They clinched the Central. You got to have Central, NL Central merch that's got to hit the merch store and in the team store. So I appreciate that you guys are hush hush, but I know you guys are prepared for it.
Oh, yeah, we're ready to roll. Believe me, we're ready for every scenario you can imagine. We just don't really talk about it. But, internally, it's like do your thing and let's go. No, we are completely planned. We have every contingency plan. One of the things about the way the playoffs are structured now in baseball is you don't necessarily know what you're doing next until you're truly down to the wire. We've unfortunately, we've had that experience. We had that experience last year and have had it before. And so you just have to sort of be ready for anything. And so we are, right? We've got to go on sale with tickets next Tuesday. We don't really know exactly which game we're selling. We're going with the DS, right? We're selling that. If we need to sell wild card because we're not sure where we're at, we'll sell that too. We've got some other fun things that we have planned for fans that have yet to be announced that we are going to host. So those are things that are ready to roll here. So we got a lot going on. We're looking into watch parties. And for various series and all sorts of things like that. So, believe me, our crew in the front office is not sitting back and resting on, the countdown here. We're ready to go. We're going to make the best of this and really just keep having a great time with it.
Last thing for you, Marty, before we let you go. Joshy and I did a pretty good job on today's Top 8 at 8, all right? Gabe's category was Brewers pitchers with 200 or more strikeouts in a season. There was only one guy that we couldn't get. Oh. How do you think you would have fared on that list?
Not well.
Really?
Not well. I wouldn't have.
So you don't think you would have gotten Doug Davis either? That makes me feel a little bit better, if I'm being honest.
Oh, my God. No chance. There is truly no chance. I would have gotten – you had to do 8?
Yeah, so 8 players have ever struck out 200 batters in Brewers history.
Okay, tell me the top 5.
So we did it in order of the most. So Ben Sheets struck out the most in a season. He had 264. Then Corbin was next on that list. Teddy Higuera back in the 80s.
Okay.
Brandon Woodruff, and then Freddie.
Okay, I would have had 3 of those. At least, maybe 4 with Burns. I think I would have done Teddy. I don't think I would have. I get this is where we were just talking about this last night, actually, right? The sort of when you merge recent history and a little further past history, I got to study this offseason, like where all that still falls. Because look, so many of those guys you're talking about, right, are like since I've been here, which is amazing, right? This team's been around a long time, and yeah, I've been here a long time, and I'm kind of ancient, but like that's pretty incredible that number of the top 8 are really from our recent history. What I thought you were going to do was tease me about the fact that I reached out to Joshy about fantasy football.
Oh, no,
That's what I thought.
I mean,
where I thought you were going there.
I wanted to follow up to see how your son is doing because we did bring up that you reached out to Joshy for his fantasy football expertise.
You guys, this was the greatest. I had just been with you guys the last time, and he was talking about fantasy football, and I get home. I had to have been the next day or something, and my son, who is just out of college, working constantly, he's like, Mom, I got to go do this fantasy draft. And normally, like, I'm all over this stuff. He's like, I feel so old. I've been, in the office constantly. I'm not on top of this. I go, time out. I have a friend in high places. And literally on a whim, I text Joshy, and I'm like, hey, like, do not respond to this. But anyway, he sends me, like, oh, my God. I'm like, holy cow. Like, this stuff's all flying in, these recommendations, all his thoughts. And I thought my son would be like, Mom, you've completely humiliated me. Like, what are you doing? He's like, tell Josh he is the greatest human being on the planet. He's going to save me from utter humiliation, right? So it's going incredibly well. He literally read it all and went and did his thing. So grateful to Joshy. And, these bros got to watch out for bros, right? You got to watch out for each other. And now what I get to enjoy on the rare moments that I actually see him is like, he's, looking at a score and he's like, I better have started that guy. Oh my God, did I not start him? That whole 9 yards. But so hats off, incredibly grateful for all the tips, pro tips all around from
I just want to let you know, Marty.
I use my resources.
I just want to let you know, Joshy is having an otherworldly stretch right now. Yesterday on our show, Adam Schefter was like hurling compliments at our guy Joshy, right? And now you come on and your son called him the greatest, what was it? The greatest human? The greatest person?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, Joshy.
I know. We're just going to give Josh his hat tip moment because, the fact that he responded to me at all, like this crazy woman who's like, lady, you're a guest on our show. Why are you, like, doing this? But I just thought, hey, we're all friends here. Let's see. We got to take advantage of people's expertise in all these areas. And lo and behold, he saved us.
Well, Marty,
so,
you know to ask for the sale. That's the reality, okay? You know that success in any industry is asking for the sale. She's Marty Ronsky, COO of your Milwaukee Brewers, giving us the lowdown on the ticket specials and the way that they are appreciating fans for Fan Appreciation Night on the final home series at AmFam Field in the regular season, of course. Thanks, Marty.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great one and go Brewers.
Got to take a break. Wrap up the show right after this.
Quickly, I just want to point out, Joshy is 0-2 in the ESPN Milwaukee Fantasy Football League.
I am also 2-0 in all my other leagues. So, hey, you win some, you lose some. For your next big event, Noble Catering has to be your first call. Southeastern Wisconsin's premier craft caterer, preferred by over 30 venues in the area, and coming in the spring of 2026, Noble's new headquarters, Brixton's Turn, a 400-person event venue located in the heart of Bayview's Harbor District. Have beverage needs for that upcoming party? Neat Beverage Catering offers mobile bartending to elevate the event. For all your catering needs for any special event, please go to noblecateringco.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Buckle up, Milwaukee. The journey starts now.
Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
The Crew have punched their ticket.
And the Brewers, clinching the playoffs earlier today, put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Brewers playoff coverage on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Stay up to date on all your Brewers talk right here.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
I'm with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, you get the benefit of one-on-one relationships with the James team. Like when your sales rep said something unexpected. What did they say?
Hey, this is a little high. You're not printing as much as we thought you were going to print.
Then the James team member had even better news.
Correct. Let's bring that down. Let's make it a little cheaper and still keep you on the same program.
The James Managed Print Services Program. All your document output devices bundled under one invoice that includes service and supplies for one low cost per print. Nice, right, Preston?
Yes, felt great. Felt secure, Don't have to worry about, again, somebody just coming in and selling something and then walking away and never hearing from them again.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, they're very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Anytime we need work done at our house, and shockingly we do right now. We actually have a balcony that we took the door and we covered the door, and we need to turn it into a window. So you know who we're going to call? My friends over at PCI. Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They believe in building relationships and doing exceptional work on your projects and our projects. I cannot wait to have that door ripped out, new window put in, all that sunlight coming on in, and PCI is going to take care of it for us. Learn more about opportunities to join the PCI team and see some of their work, maybe even our basement, on their website, professionalconstructioninc.com. It's professionalconstructioninc.com. Look at the time. We are all out of it. Wildy and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great one, everybody.
We've got to